Mhm.
All right.
Okay, yeah. I believe we.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Due to COVID-19 and people losing jobs and trying to figure out what is the next step, we thought it would be a great opportunity to introduce people to the idea of becoming entrepreneurs, thinking about what your passion is and how you can start making income from it. These successful entrepreneurs has volunteered their time to help steer you in the right directions. Please write any questions you have in the comments below, and when we get to the towards the end of the discussion, the panel will answer your questions. Thank you. At this time, I'm gonna introduce our moderator, who is sorry, Yanye Slaughter. She is the founder of OMG, which stands for One More Generation. She is a caring person who always wants to step up and help however she can. She is passionate about life and the world around her, and that's why she wants to do everything in her power to help improve the conditions of the community. OMG is a place to go without judgment or bias. It's full of positive energy and good influences. OMG provides programs for adults and youth, and she also welcomes people to provide their service to better enlighten and educate others. So now let's turn it over to Young Ye.
Hi, you guys. How everybody doing?
Doing
Today is
well.
a great day. Hey, everybody's looking so beautiful, man. So we are here to for minority women in business. This is big. This is awesome. And when I think about women, I think about queens because that's what we are. We are queens. And I wanted to start to this afternoon off with a quote. It says, a successful woman is one who can build a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at her. And the reason why I picked that quote, because it's so strong. And if we look at the women before us, Madam C.J. Walker, Michelle Obama, Rosa
Yes.
Parks, I mean, Maya Angelou, I can go down the list on this that have
Absolutely.
bricks thrown at them many times before, and they use that brick to build that foundation. And that's exactly what we are doing. Because right now we're in a pandemic, the world is in a state of emergency, and we are still getting it together no matter what to build this foundation. So, man, this is awesome. I'm so happy. So, thank you guys for being here. Okay, so I want to start off by introducing our panel. I have first Kia Lane. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Kia Lane has over 12 years experience in the healthcare field. She started at the bottom with her certified nursing assistant's license before becoming a certified active director, and then a licensed assisting manager, and moving into the role of executive director of a multi-million-dollar memory care facility. She has started her own healthcare facility called Sundance Residential Assisting Living, and co-owns We Care Home Cares, and is the founder of Sleek Medical Technology. Thank you so much, Kia, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I forgot
Next,
all
we
about
have
that.
awesome. Next, we have Brandy Curtis. Thank you for being here, love. Brandy has a MED in special education, doctoral candidate at Capella University, and the owner of and the owner and head tutor of Bookworm Express. He is currently a special education teacher in the Irvin ISD and has been in education for 11 years. He started Bookworm Express on May the 15th, 2017. Her passion has always been to help others grow and succeed. Thank you, Brandy, for being here.
Thank
And
you.
our
Thank
next,
you. I'm so excited.
great, so happy. Next, we have Shaquela Woodard. She is a licensed beautician with over 17 years experience and the owner of Quay's Hair. She left corporate America 4 years ago to start Quay's Hair. He specializes in healthy hair and extensions. He makes hair growth oil, grease, and hair whip. He also helps women with self-confidence and self-esteem building techniques. Thank you so much, Shaquela, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yes. We love having you all
I'm
here.
excited.
Yay! Me too. I am. So before we get into the questions, I have wrote down a couple cool little factors and stuff. And I'm asking everybody to get pen and paper out because we are here to learn and ask questions.
Yes.
So Black women are starting businesses at the fastest rate of any racial group. And this is amazing. So amazing. Since 2007, the number of firms owned by African American women have grown by 164%. We out here
Wow.
doing it, y'all. We are out here doing it, and I just feel so good that we are coming together to be able to teach people, and and also learn because I'm learning myself from you guys. These great women on how to build my business the right way. So this is
Yeah.
awesome. So I want to get into asking some of the questions. Sorry, because I'm a little airware. So let me get that back up for you guys. Actually, okay. So Brandy, the first question is for you, my love.
Okay.
Okay. And this is just really to the point. What mantra do you live by?
That the mantra that I live by is to believe in yourself. As long as you believe in yourself, you set your sights where you want to go, you will reach it. So always believe in yourself, whether no one else does or not, because you don't need anyone else to validate you, just yourself.
Oh, great answer. Thank you, Brandy. Next I have for Miss Kia Lane. What is the biggest challenges for you as an entrepreneur?
That's a great question. So being that I'm in the assisted living sector, it's more of trying to get capital and things like that. So we can't just free flow and kind of it takes a lot of work and a lot of money to do what we do and to keep it going at a level of quality of care, a level that is sufficient to meet the same needs as the multi-million-dollar facilities. We kind of have to, that's kind of, we have to, although we're smaller than them, we have to kind of try to be on the same level and deliver the quality of care with capital. So that would be a challenge, but it's been good.
I understand that. I understand that. And from me working in the healthcare, I can completely understand. Thank you so much for answering that.
No problem.
Miss Shaquela, my question for you is, looking back, are there any indications from your childhood that foreshadows your becoming an entrepreneur?
I would say yes. Now looking back, as far as me being in the beauty industry, I was cutting, making bobs, French rolls at an early age with my Barbie dolls. And so I was done things alone. I was the only child for 7 years. So I had to figure things out and learn by myself. And I think that set me up for being an entrepreneur, because a lot of times when you're an entrepreneur, a self-entrepreneur, you can't wait for someone else to do stuff. You have to do it on your own. So I think my childhood, when I look back on how I would just see something, I wanted it, I'll go, which set me up for then.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for answering that. Thank you. I sure appreciate that. And that just that goes to show us that like you said, you were the only child for 7 years, correct? Because the connection kind of went out. Yeah. So you had to build that up for yourself, and that is awesome. Thank you for answering that.
And let me add on to that. That's what makes us great, because we have to build our own tables a lot of the majority of the time. And it's okay to do that. A lot of people don't like to tell people how to do things, and sometimes you can't. some people are very successful at doing it, but don't want to show people how to do it. But if you start bringing people along and teaching people, your business will go through the roof. So just start doing things without even looking for anything back. It'll come to you. It'll come to you. So to your point of having to do things for yourself, and that's what makes you strong, and that's what makes us strong. It's because we like to build our own tables, and we don't sit at all every time. We build our own, and it's okay. That's
exactly.
So that's the good thing about that.
Well, thank you.
Exactly.
Yes. I sure appreciate that. Brandy, I have another question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
How can we advance and have more women bosses?
To have more women bosses, it goes back to what the two ladies just said, going back and reaching and helping others come to where we are, encouraging them that you can step out on faith and do the same thing. We all have ideas within. It just takes that one little ounce of faith so that we can cultivate it and make it grow. So we don't need to continue the crab in the bucket, where we don't want to pull the next person up. We need to pull the next person up so that we can get these entrepreneurs out there.
Exactly. It's enough to go around. It's enough.
Yes.
The universe provides that for us, for everyone to have a chance. And that's the great part about it. One thing that I wrote down is, if you want success, be unique, be yourself, and that's so true. And what we want to teach and tell people today, the young ladies that got online that are trying to build a business and are wanting information, be yourself. That is the best part about being successful. Once you know what you want and you know who you are, success comes to you. So, man, your answers are great. Thank you.
That is so true.
Thank you. Okay, Miss Shaquela. Thank you. I have a question for you. Do you have any mentors or coaches?
Actually, I do not, but I've been searching for a mentor because in my circle, I am the mentor. So lately, I've been actually searching for a life coach or mentor just to help me, move ahead, move forward. So I actually am looking for a mentor coach because I feel like there's always room for improvement. And I don't want to be limited in my circle. So yes, I'm looking for one though.
Yes, I understand.
I know it's kind of a little connection problem.
Yeah, it's kind of going in and out, but I heard you well. It's good to have mentors or coaches, but you know what? You're your best motivator. So when you do not have that, you motivate yourself, and that's what you've been doing.
Exactly.
So I thank you. Yes, I thank you because you're showing us that no matter if you don't have that person, hey, I have affirmations for myself. I have words that I apply to myself. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Thank you. Miss Kia
But
Lane.
sorry to interrupt. I will add though, because I do not have a mentor, I write things down, my goals, things that I see that I need to work or improve on in my business, and I work towards it. So that helps. So anyone that's looking for a mentor like myself, and you don't have one, the best way is to write everything down that you want, your goals, your aspirations, anything that you want, but also write down your weaknesses so that you can identify them, so that you can fix them, and just knock them down one at a time. What happens with us being entrepreneurs, we get overwhelmed real quick. So with me not having a mentor or a life coach to kind of help me with things or like adjusting things, I write it all down, and that's what helps me kind of stay on track. So anyone that does not mentor at the moment, like myself, that's one of the things that I would say that will help you improve in areas that you need to improve on, and also help your business grow.
Exactly. Thank you so much. That was a great answer. Great. For Brandy or Miss Kia, do y'all want to add to that? Do you have any mentors or coaches that you know?
As for me, I don't have a mentor or a coach. I am the mentor and the coach. So I totally
Exactly.
understand what you're saying, and that's kind of what we kind of find ourselves in. It would be great to have a mentor. Would be nice, but it's like everybody comes to me. I do a lot of consulting of how to open up assisted living and things like that. So I think everybody think I have the answer when it comes to healthcare, and I don't. But but as you were saying, writing things down. If you go in my office, girl, I have whiteboards everywhere. Whiteboards.
Yes.
It tells my goals for this. It tells me what's coming in, what's coming out. It says it has everything where I started from with 4 residents to now have 12, 16 residents. So writing things down is so important. I totally agree with you.
It is. It is. I can agree on that. Brandy, do you want to add anything to that?
Yes, I would say I've been on it from both sides, the mentee and the mentor. I actually have a lady who mentors me on a regular. It started off with her mentoring me in education as me being a teacher. And then I also have my mom who mentors me on a daily basis. But speaking to what they've said about writing things down, that's very important. I keep a vision board each year, and I know a lot of people say, well, why do you create a new vision board each year? Well, you have different goals for each year that you want to accomplish. And so if you don't write this stuff down and know what you're looking towards and trying to get to, then how can you get somewhere? You're going to stay stagnated in that same spot if you don't have your vision written down. A lot of people may have a 5-year vision, a 10-year vision, but what are your small goals that you want to reach so that you can get to your bigger goals? So write those visions down, get those vision boards.
Yes, yes. I'm telling you, vision boards are amazing. I have one myself. I do it with my children. And it helps to get up every day and to know what you're going towards. You know, it's that motivation. So I truly agree. I thank you for that. Them are great answers. So I hope everybody that's in on live right now are just getting some good information from these great, beautiful goddesses, queens, because that's what they are.
You.
Very intelligent, beautiful women. Okay, my next question. This is for the whole panel, and we'll just start off with Brandy. Sequela. Let's start off with you. What is your favorite thing to do in your free time?
I love crafting, y'all. When I tell y'all, when I retire, I will be crafting. That is like my thing. I would craft anything. I like to sew. I like to make fruit trays. Anything crafting, I'm on it. And that's just like my happy place. I like creating things. So crafting is definitely.
Okay, well, shoot, I need you to get some fruit together for me, boo, and make me something up.
I sure will.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it, okay? That's what we're supposed to do, connect and work with each other. Miss Kim, how about you?
I totally agree with Shaquela. Crafting is so therapeutic. For me right now, it's more of my family right now. So I think it's super important to have a cutoff time to where your business has to stop here, because if you don't, it'll consume you. So it is so necessary to find our happy place and what we like to do, crafting, watching whatever, or yelling at your children, or running after a dog. It is so important to. So mine right now is my family. Is just the small things. It's nothing even major, because now we're in the pandemic. We can't do nothing anyway. So we have to kind of get creative and find out what those family dinners matter now, or those watching Netflix, that matters now, because you can't go any. It's not, without trying to not catch anything. So it's the small things.
I understand that. Thank you so much, Miss Brandy. How about you, love?
So prior to the pandemic, my thing was traveling. Just get up and go somewhere to calm my mind, experience something new. But I too enjoy crafting. I've gone from crocheting scarves to drawing, coloring, and painting is my most recent thing that I'm into. So hopefully I can get some new art up on the walls. Next project will be my outdoor living. Excited about that. So just trying to stay busy.
That's good.
I know that's right. Well, I like that. Okay, so you an artist, so you gonna paint me a picture, right? Because that's what I was
Just let
thinking.
me know what you want.
Okay, I'm gonna get with you on that. Well, thank you for answering that question. All right, my next question, and this is for the whole board too. Can you give us any insights into your business? I'm sorry, can you give us any insights on your business earnings and how you operate it? I'm sorry, I should have directed that. I said to the panel, to Quayla. Can you answer that for me?
Can you repeat that? I had a
How you
my
operate your business and your earnings?
So that's one of my struggles is the earnings and balancing everything because I'm one and me trying to I use Excel and I have Excel and I will type everything down that I sell and then try to get all of my earnings together and then see what my goal is, what I made with everything, and then see what my goal is for my earnings to kind of help me visualize it and see it. Because for a while, I would just do hair, I would just make products, sell the stuff, and not really focus or pay attention to my earnings. But it's so important because and I have bills. So I couldn't just look at, oh, I got money in the bank. So let me just pay this bill like this. I had to strategically label everything that I have, all my items, my clients, and then merge it with what my goal is and what my bills are. So that's one of the things with, doing all of that. That's how I kind of help myself. Lauren, I'm sorry, my dog. Go sit down. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
But yes, that would be my answer.
Okay, well, thank you, Miss Kia.
No.
How would you like to answer that question?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer it in multiple ways, and more so, let me just say that I came from absolutely nothing. So it's important to me to the operation was everything to me. It came easy to me because I knew how to operate this business. I've been doing it so long. So for other people, for multi-million-dollar companies. So the operation aspect came from, it was nothing to me. I could do it with my eyes closed. However, the business side is something that I think that is not taught. You're never going to learn you have to kind of throw yourself in there. It's nothing that you can, well, it can be taught, but a lot of people don't teach it. So we can do hair with our eyes closed. We can make sure that the residents are changed. We can, teach very well, but the business side of it is a totally different side. That's the itemized list. That's the budgeting. Nobody teaches you that because you're not supposed to learn that. Who's to say you were supposed to be an entrepreneur in the first place? Nobody,
Exactly.
So that's where you didn't learn the business side, but you learned the operation side. So with me, it was more of just kind of learning it on my own. I knew that I could dominate the operation. So it was getting a CPA, putting those, because, for example, assisted living is much different. Even in the pandemic, it's great. It's a lot of money that you have to account for. I'll be honest with you, and I'm not used to that. Like I said, I came from absolutely nothing. So you're talking about a girl that came from $40,000 a year to $500,000 a year. What am I supposed to do with this? But you need to know what to do with it. You need to know that taxes come out of it. You need to know that this has to be here for emergencies or pandemic happens. You still have residents in here, 16 residents that you have to take care of. Yeah. You can't just splurge. So yes, you have this money in the bank, but well, what if COVID happens and one of your residents, your whole house pays? You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's things that you have to
Exactly.
think about in my sector. So it is so important to learn the business side of it. Get a CPA, somebody that understands the money side of it, and tell you this
Mm-hmm.
is what you need to do. And the first 5 years, well, I've only been doing this for 3 years on my own. It was like, oh my God, I was so overwhelmed. But now it's kind of panning out. So that's how
I
I
understand
operational.
that.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna add to that with her saying the CPA. I wanted a CPA, but for the women that's just now starting and they can't afford a CPA, Excel is a good way to get started. That's why I label everything down. That kind of helps you visualize and actually see where your money is
Oh
going
yeah.
until you can afford a CPA. That kind of just gets you afloat. And then also see what they have with banks. Banks sometimes have people that go in there and help you financially budget your business, the business side of it for free. So those are some things that I've learned so far when you can't afford it and you're just not starting out.
Wow, now that is awesome. Thank you so much. That is very true. And one thing I like that we're throwing out information for the audience to have. Also, you can go online and check out careeronestop.org. They give up to grant money $250,000 to self-pay train yourself or your employees. So, just to
Mm.
throw that out there, careeronestop.org. And I'm sure we can put it on the Force a Hill website for everybody to go back to get this information. But yeah, that is awesome. And that's what we're here to do, to provide the information. Miss Brandy, what about you?
Yes, so I'm in a unique situation. While I am the owner and head tutor of Bookworm Express, I am still a full-time teacher. So I kind of work both at the same time. But I keep an Excel spreadsheet as well as making sure I also keep a handwritten copy of everything as well, because you never know when your technology is going to go out on you. So you always
Yes.
want to have a backup plan when you are keeping track of your earnings and your expenses, because you don't want to be left out, especially when it comes to the end of the year and it's time for you to do your taxes. And if you've relied on technology for so long to have your information, and it's gone, where do you start? So always
Yes.
have that backup plan with keeping things written down.
Great information. All right, thank you. Yeah, that is great information, and it goes to show we can't always use technology. We have to know the basis, so that we can still keep our
Exactly.
business afloat when things happen in the economy. So thank you so much. Okay, my next question is for Miss Kia. What are the pros and cons of being a female entrepreneur in 2020?
Okay, so we're talking about COVID. Oh, so it may seem hard to distinguish what the pros and cons are
Yeah,
right now because there's a lot of cons
yeah,
at this time. So, but
yeah.
actually, the pros is actually being. They say that you're being your own boss, but really, in my industry, I work for everybody. So, me going from corporate America to being my own entity or being my own having my own business, I don't find it easier. So I find it that I'm working for the home health company, the hospice company, the families, the residents.
Mm-hmm.
I work for everybody now. So
Yeah.
that's something that I did notice. That is a pro though, because right now I'm at home. I have caregivers that care for my facility. So it feels good to no longer being the help, but being the CEO. The people are so used to us being, um, and there's nothing wrong with being the help, but used to us working for other people. And
Mm-hmm.
that now we should learn everything. If it's something that you're passionate about, learn it and master it and be your own entity. So now, as far as a pro, I make the decisions, but that
Yeah.
comes with a lot of responsibility too. So
Mm-hmm.
I have lives in my hand. It's not like a 9 to 5 where it just stops. It doesn't. My phone rings 24 hours a day. Hey, this person has this, or this person I noticed this. So it doesn't stop for me. That could be a con. If people need a cutoff time, you have to find a designated person to take over their phone to say, okay, she's taking the call.
Yes.
So if you are in the industry that I'm in, it just does not stop. But the pro is that it's mine, and I know it like the back of my hand. And if, for example, I'm pregnant, I'm going on maternity leave. Guess what? I can go on maternity leave, and don't have to. I don't have to worry about anything like that. So I say it's dream big too, bigger than what you imagine. So I never thought that my company would be as big as it was, and this is part of the pro. I never thought my company would be as big as it is, and fortunately it is. So that have some dreams.
Yeah.
Black girl dreams is real, and we should dream big. So
Very big.
it's all good.
Yes, well, thank you. That was an awesome answer. I like that. And I need to do a backhand bounce on that one. Okay, that was nice. Thank you so much. Now, this next question is for the whole panel. And I'm going to start off with Miss Brandy. Why did you start your business?
Initially, when I started tutoring, I needed a little bit more experience because actually my ultimate goal was to start a daycare, a special needs daycare. But I wanted just a little bit more experience working the curriculum side of it on my own outside of the school setting. And so I've always enjoyed helping others. And so I do work with all ages from kids all the way up to adults. And so it's just a way to segue into my future goals.
Sounds good. Thank you. What about you, Miss Raquela?
So for me, I've always had the gift of doing hair, but it didn't make me start my business until, honestly, God said it was time. Honestly, I was in corporate America. I've always done hair on the side. Like I said, I've been in the business industry for like 17 years plus. Started really young, but what made me wanted to start my business is I wanted to provide a platform where women not only felt beautiful but understood why they're beautiful. That it wasn't like an outer appearance; it was internal. So when I'm doing my clients' hair, we talk about a lot of things that helps with building up their self-esteem, life goals. I do a lot of mentoring on finding out who you are as a person, what you like, and things that could be just in general. So a lot of times growing up, I was going to the beauty salon. We had this thing that gossip in the salon. So I wanted to provide a space where we don't gossip about people. We actually talk about what we can do to build ourselves up. I wanted to provide that. And the Lord for giving me certain things that He wanted me to relate to certain women, because I don't just do anybody's hair. Not all money is not good money. And I knew that God had a calling on my life. It was that was the way that set me up for the platform where I can actually minister to women. Because I come in contact with a lot of women. I have a big clientele. So that was something that made me want to start my business, that set me aside from just doing care. And my business has been blessed tenfold. So that's what made me want to start. I wanted to create a platform or an area, a place where women can actually not only look beautiful, but feel beautiful and understand why they're beautiful. Have that confidence to say, I am this person, I love who I am, despite whatever life throws at me. That's what made me start my business.
Amen. That is awesome. That is awesome. That really helps our young women. That's the main thing. Our girls that are growing up and want them to be able to go into the salons and to meet women like us that can encourage them. We need to do that on the daily.
Yes.
On the daily, and to teach them that nobody else's opinion makes you. It's only what you choose to feel about yourself. And that's
Exactly.
it. That is what creation is, and that's being a strong woman or a strong person, period, however. So I thank you for that answer. That was great, girl. Oh, okay.
Thank
Now,
you.
Miss Kia. Did I do Kia
Okay.
already? Yeah. Did I not didn't ask you yet? So yeah, can I have your answer?
Okay. What motivated me, I'm going to say, is 70% of the healthcare industry is um, operated by women of color, minorities, and women. So my thought was, when I first walked into this healthcare institution, this assisted living facility, I was like, I'm going to open up me one. So I kind of already knew, because I looked at the dynamics. When I looked at the caregivers, they were all Black. When I looked at the
Mm,
manager, she was Black. When I looked at the nurses and things like that, they were women. It was all women or minorities. So that told me that the owners are the white men, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the one, so I knew everything about your business. That right there told me that you can fire me at any time, but you couldn't take my knowledge of what I knew about your business. So if I can if I can operate your business, I can sure enough, your multi-million-dollar business, I sure enough can open up mine. So therefore, I stayed there at the very lowest in the bottom of the barrel of learning everything from what the janitor did, how to run the schedule, what the CNA's done, what the executive director did. I learned everybody's job, and then I decided to open up my
Wow.
own, because I felt like a lot of us are running these businesses. We are running these businesses. So if we can run those businesses, we can run our own business.
yep.
It's just like that. I mean, we just need the the bittersweet thing, or the curse, the blessing and the curse, was you could ever give me was knowledge. Show me how to do
Yes.
something. And that's what we are. Show us and tell us how to do it. I promise you, we can, in a
Yes.
lot of we can open up multi-million, we can Black Wall Street all over again. We really, really could. If we can just put it to action. And I just had that feeling that I mean, I was going to learn everything and do it. And that's exactly what I did. I felt I knew my worth. I knew you needed me, and I needed you at the time. But I knew I needed knowledge as well. That's where the wealth is: knowledge, learning. Take that time, those 10 years working for somebody or working
Yes.
underneath somebody, and learn every aspect of it. That's why I wanted
Yes.
to open up
Wow, that is awesome. So you said I'm gonna learn everybody's job.
mine.
Yeah, and that's the way to go. And then, with doing that, your business all the way around. Can't
I
nobody
do.
tell you nothing no different. So yes, that's amazing. That is amazing. I'm glad you brought that up. Motivating me. See, I'm thinking differently now.
Of
Okay.
course.
No. Thank you for answering that. Okay, let me see. I have wrote down a couple little factors and things, resources for Black women and that are starting businesses or need help. And I'm gonna just throw out a few of them. If you are looking to become an entrepreneur, we do have Black Women Talk Tech. Look them up. They help you start your businesses and they give you good information. These are women that came together to help us to have these resources, because it's hard for us to gain these resources. One, by being a minority, but also being a Black woman. It's hard for us to gain capital. They want man to still be in a certain way. It's still a man's world. They want a man
Mm.
to be on our contract for us to
Yes,
get
ma'am.
capital, and we don't need
Yes,
that.
ma'am. Yeah, we
We
don't.
don't need that, and not at
Yes,
all.
ma'am.
And we can do these things on our own. So this is why we need to go out for these, to look at these resources and to gain this information so we can do this on our own. We don't need a man to
Yes,
do
ma'am. Yes,
that.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Also, yes, thank you. Also, you can write down 100 million new voice fund. That is one too that you can contact. 100 million new voice. Yeah, and check them out. They are good resources to get your business going. So we'll list more on the website. My next question for everybody would be I don't know, I think it's a background. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. My next question will be for the whole panel. Of course, you know that we're going to COVID-19. So, how has COVID-19 affect your business? You know, I know quite a lot of people might want to know this because we're in the middle of this. So, Miss Kia, can you start off by answering that?
Yeah, I can definitely. COVID in assisted living community, as you know, it hits hard. I'm in healthcare. I'm the frontline worker that everybody's talking about. I'm the essential worker that everybody's talking about. When things were closed down, nothing closed on our end. We had to accept those residents that, well, we didn't, but we had to, we are still having to block out families from coming because we don't know if they're asymptomatic, and that hinders your business because they want to see their loved one. But you have to understand that you could be asymptomatic and you're fine, but it could definitely kill your grandmother or your mother. So
Yes.
as far as hindering, it hinders in an indirect way when it comes to communicating or family. Let me just say that. But in another way, healthcare has gone through the roof. I have been the most successful in this pandemic because healthcare doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It's a necessity. So therefore, residents and people that are sick, even COVID people that have COVID, they can come to my facility will forever be full because you need me. And so right now we have not taken a hit. The only hit that we have taken is marketing. We can't just walk into facilities because everything is shut down. We can't just walk into healthcare industries because COVID. You can't go in there and market. Thank God that my business speaks for itself, and word of mouth is everything. Therefore, I lack nothing. And other than that, indirectly it has hit, but directly it's healthcare has definitely survived and will not go anywhere because of COVID because it's needed.
Yes, thank you. Miss Shaquela, how did
Yes.
COVID-19 affect your business?
Well, of course, you all know that when they closed everything, they closed the hair salons, closed everything. So I was part of the shutdown. And of course, you know, me being a minority business owner, we didn't get no cuts. It wasn't like the woman in Dallas who was able to break the law. I probably would still be locked up to this day for opening up. So I had to, you know, stay at home and make ends meet, you know, do things that I couldn't do that didn't require me to be in the salon. So it affected me because you don't work, you don't get paid. But I also make hair oils, I make grease, which people were needing in this time of COVID. So it was like a blessing and a curse for me. It affected me because I wasn't able to be in there doing people's hair, but I because people needed those products since they wasn't going to the salon. And I made kits, I made wigs because people like for essential workers that weren't able to get their hair done. They're like, okay, hook me up with a wig. So it affected me, but then so it worked hand in hand. So anyone that has a business, you have to get real creative sometimes. I'm grateful and thankful that I was already making wigs. I had already had hair oils. But one thing that did was motivate me to go harder, make more products. What else do you need? Because I'm not able to wash your hair. So here, let me make these I made little emergency kits with the shampoo, the grease, the oil. So that I wasn't able to be in there, but I did suffice and I made ways for it. And yeah, COVID, you know, hey, you gotta make it work.
I know that's right. Thank you. Miss Brandy, how
You're
about
welcome.
you?
Yes, COVID actually initially shut Bookworm Express down with the tutoring face-to-face, utilizing the libraries where I meet with my clients. When the library shut down, then that caused me to shut down completely. I did initially offer the Zoom tutoring. However, it's a little difficult once a student has been in school all day virtually and then it's time to come to tutoring virtually. It's a little difficult to keep their focus. But now that things are getting semi back to normal, not necessarily open all the way, but I am able to do some face-to-face sessions in the library. However, it's by appointment only, of course. And then the added disinfecting in between each client. So that makes it a little difficult having to wear the mask while you are face-to-face. Not being able to understand each other a little bit makes it difficult. But nevertheless, we persevere through it, and so far it's been okay coming back to being able to tutor again.
Okay, well, great. Thank you. I have to hook up with you. I got babies that need it, okay? No, I ain't tutoring, though, for real. Because you are such a kind-hearted person, and to have a person with a good heart, you don't mind to have your children come and sit down with them, and teach them. So thank you. I understand that. Thank you so much. So my next question is for the panel again. How did y'all decide what market to target? So, Brandy, since you just got done answering, I'm going to use you again. How did you decide that?
Initially, because I am an elementary school teacher, I started off just with elementary school students. However, I did have some who, by word of mouth, high school students as well as adults come. So I'm really open to all ages. So it's not really just one set that I work with. So whoever needs tutoring, I'm open and available.
Thank you so much. Miss Shaquela, how about you, hon?
My market, I have a variety, of course. I do hair. But I would say if we're talking about my age limits, I do a lot of between 20 and 50-year-olds. I don't have a lot of young clients. So my market is majority, Black women, but I do have some white, some Hispanic. I try not to. I've been in the business so long that I don't do as many young kids hair, just because my patience. So there's a lot of older, more mature. Like I say, between 20 and 50. I do have my regulars, my old faithful young clients. But it's really word of mouth. There's not an age limit that I just prefer as like where I won't do any. It's really all about the spirit with me. So whatever the word of mouth and they see that like it, whether you're Black, white, Hispanic, I'm there. I started out, a lot of my friends were Hispanic. So to begin out in middle school, I would do a lot of Hispanics. I've done brides hair from Mexico, New York, California. So it's just a variety. It's not really like a set market of people per se. So,
well, thank you for answering.
But I will say that, like, to end it though, I do prefer the mature ones because with them they're more simple and they're loyal. All they really need is a good hair washing and a nice style, and they're out the way, and you're going to see them faithfully every 2 weeks. And that's what keeps my business going. The ones that's going to be consistent. Today, era is all about clout and the hottest things, the hottest trends, which is always changing in my industry. So when you have those faithful clients that like the simple stuff, that will be my best market. I do a lot of styles. I'm very creative, but I will say that will be my best one because those are your loyal ones where they're not asking for all this crazy stuff. A nice style, we're good.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to ask you, stay doing what you do. Don't keep not following the trends because trends, like you said, everything changes. But you're going to be the one that can last for 15 and 20 years and 30 years because you stay true to yourself and not the trend because trends change every day. So you being you and doing what you do, that's amazing. I see so many people change jobs, change because the world changed. No. No,
Nope.
stay consistent, persistent, and loyal to what you do. The
Exactly.
yours
Exactly.
all of the trends. So you go.
Thank you.
Okay. And as far as me, my target audience, or my who I target is, of course, healthcare, any sector of healthcare, but also the elderly. They're my prized possession, and also residents that have, or the elderly that have memory care issue. I specialize in memory care. So just know that dementia is real, and it's more prevalent today than it has been ever, and it's getting harder and harder to combat. And 75,000 people turn 70 years old every single day. Therefore, my industry is needed, and who I market to is definitely needed as well. So the elderly and the baby boomers are some the people that I market to, not necessarily even market to. I share my quality of care, and when I tell you your work speaks for for itself.
Exactly.
It does. I don't have to change. I don't have to go after. I don't have a big sign in the yard. I have 4 properties. Not one sign is in the yard. I didn't even have a business card. I couldn't even afford a business card when I first started. So it was like, okay, Kia. But that care, that quality of care, because I didn't change and I didn't do what everybody else was doing and I didn't give up and I didn't follow the trends of everybody else, we stay full. And that's financially, that's mentally, that's physically, that's spiritually, you stay full. And
Yes.
that's kind
Awesome. Wow, girl, I like that. Got me shivering up over here. But since I still have you right there, I wanted to ask you, Miss Kia, did you raise a venture capital?
I did not. Remind you that no one taught me. I knew hard work. No one
Yeah.
taught me about capital. But then I learned the hard way that money talks, but capital hold conversation. So therefore, I had to learn credit, capital. This matters. So I was doing good cash money in the bank. That means nothing, nothing. And no one teaches you that, especially in our community. My mom didn't focus on credit. She focused on hard work. My dads, they were plant workers. They worked at Dan and Yogurt, and so hard work was everything. And that's because they didn't know about it. So I couldn't even blame them. So I'm teaching my mom right now. Matter of fact, I gave my mom an assisted living home, gave it to her so she can stop working so hard, because she taught me what work ethic was. She didn't know about capital, so I'm teaching her capital. And so therefore, it was like, Mama, we're making this good money. That only gets you so far, especially in my industry. It's so big, you cannot stay small. There's no way in the healthcare industry can you stay small. So capital meant everything, and nobody taught me that, but I learned today. Because I opened up my business, that capital gets you further, especially when pandemics happen.
Yes.
You can't make money like you used to. So where's that backup? My mom didn't teach me that, but she taught me how to work, so I put it together. And I learned that capital, money, yes, you can talk about money all day long, but capital holds long conversations. So I done sat at many, many tables with multimillionaires that did not have cash money in their bank. They had access. Access to funds. That gets you further than anything. And it taught me to learn it. Once again, knowledge, you can show me something, but when you teach me, when I get that knowledge, that's all I needed. That's kind of what I did.
Yes, that is awesome, girl. Hold up now. Now we going somewhere with this today. Right. What about you, Miss Brandy? Did you raise any capital? I mean, venture capital. I'm sorry.
So no, for the tutoring, no. I already had materials that I could use for working with my students and my clients, so I did not have to raise that capital. I do, however, rely on a lot of the resources that are free and available out there for educators to help the students grow.
Okay, thank you. All right, that sounds good. And Miss Shaquela, did you as well? Go ahead.
No, I'm with Brandy. Like, I didn't have to raise my capital, didn't have Nothing changed really. Everything kind of stayed the same.
Okay. Sounds good. Now I have a question, Shaquela, since I have you already up here. What tips do you have for other women who would like to start their own business?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Okay, what tips do you have for other women who want to start their own business?
I hope I heard it right, but
Okay, I
what
can repeat
tips
it.
do I have for women that want? Yeah, so first thing I always say, I'm avid on writing it down, what you want, what you are good at. Don't try to find a hustle, but find what your God-given talent is. That's what's going to set you up for success, what you are here on this earth for. And then you capitalize on that. So my first thing will be find out what you're good at. Write this stuff down. What are you good at? What do you like to do? And what do you possess that's different from what the other marketers or everyone else is doing? What sets you aside that people are going to need? Also, another tip is to learn more about whatever area you want to go into. Learn that. Learn the pros and cons of the business that you want to start. Study it. Those are the things that I will say. Also be consistent. I have a board that I like to have in my home. In my salon, where it says trust the process, be consistent, and delay but not deny. And what that is, once you know what your God-given talent is, you can't be denied. You may start your business later, but you're not denied of that business, because if that's what God has for you to do, that's what it's for you to do. Also, trust the process, because things doesn't come overnight. Success does not come overnight at all. So you have to trust that process. And then the third thing is be consistent at it. You have to work hard at it and be consistent. Then you will see the fruits of your labor. So those are the tips that I would give people who want to start a business. Write it down, be consistent, trust the process, study the area that you want, and so those are some of the tips that I always give out.
Awesome tips, great tips. Thank you. Thank you so much. Miss Brandy, what about you? What tips will you give other women that are starting businesses?
The first thing that I would say is that whatever your idea is that you want to bring to fruition into a business, pray about it. First, pray about it and make sure that is where the route that you're supposed to be on, your path. After you've prayed about it, you need to get the knowledge, become the guru in that field, because you have to know that you are worth everything that you're trying to put forth out there. You have to know that no matter what someone will try to come and throw your way, that you know what it is that you're supposed to for your idea. Be that expert, so that when these questions, when these problems come up, you're able to answer, you're able to combat it. Because no matter where you are, someone's going to try to tear you down. And if you believe that you can continue on and be successful, you will be successful regardless of what Joe Smoke, whoever says. And you have to be careful of who you tell your ideas to, because you could be talking to your family, you could be talking to your friends, and at the same time, they could be trying to tear you down.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yep, it's the closest people to you most of the time. It really is. That can tear you down. Yeah, and even though we do love them, sometimes everybody doesn't always see your vision. But one thing we want to always keep in mind is not for anybody else to see our vision, for us to see our own vision, and that is it. And create our own reality. Oh, thank you. What about you, Miss Kia?
Honestly, I did not even get to hear the question.
Okay, the question was, oh Lord, let me just put it in simple forms. What advice do you have for women that are starting businesses?
It's something about dreaming big for me. starting with the name of your LLC, starting with the name of your company, that right there meant everything to me. Although it's something as small as that it's something as simple as your name of your company. My company name is Sundance Village Senior Living. Did not know. I started out with one home. We're talking about a village. So I end up having multiple homes in 2 years. So therefore, it's seeing something bigger than what you see right now, bigger than what you can afford right now. I knew in my mind that this company was going to be bigger than this one house, so I named it Village. And guess what? I have a village of homes.
Village. Yep.
So
Yep.
that start something as small as the name of your company. Make it mean something to you. Because you're going to have to go back when troubles hit or when times get hard, you're going to have to go back to what you started from. And that's the name or the foundation or the very things that's holding this company up. Why did I even start? Go back. You're going to have to go, and it has to mean something. So definitely start there. And then also infiltrate, dominate, and saturate. Infiltrate, find your location, dominate, be the best at whatever it is you do. I don't care if it's being a garbage man. Be the best at it. And then saturate, open up multiple. That's how you become a billionaire. So infiltrate, find the location of your first property or whatever you wanted to do. If it's real estate, if it's whatever, infiltrate, find it, find the location. Dominate, be the best at whatever it is. Your mouthpiece or whatever it is, the quality of care, whatever it is, so it can last long. Be the best at whatever it is, and then saturate, open multiple. You'll need multiple. If you're trying to be a millionaire or a billionaire, you're going to need multiple streams of income. I mean, you're going to need, it's all about multiple. But you have to be the best at that one first. Learn every aspect of that one first. So start small with the name. What does that name mean to you? What does it signify? Was it meant just to have only one? Maybe you need to open up another LLC. I mean, you have to start with the small things first, but also dream big.
Yes, exactly. Dream big. Man, that's a great answer. Your company name. My company name means a lot to me. I can't say that. I took my time with that. Because of, how I felt and what I wanted to represent. And OMG, One More Generation, is like, hey, this is the next generation up, baby.
Absolutely.
This is the next generation. And so, that's awesome. I'm glad
that's bigger than 1 year. We're not, when you say OMG, the next generation, we're not talking about 1 year. We're not talking about 2 years. We're talking about a whole generation that you created to touch. We started from their name though, because if you would have said, or something 2020. That means if you limit yourself to that little bitty box. We don't limit ourselves. We're too strong of women. We don't limit ourselves. So therefore, we need to think 10, 15, 20, or a generation from now, a century from now, will it stand? It should.
Yes, exactly. Hey, I was listening to Les Brown this morning. He's one of my motivation speakers. I like Les Brown. And he said, when things go wrong, don't go with it. Don't go with it.
Right.
Just do your own thing. Stay focused, because going down this road, things are going to go wrong. I am learning that because I'm still new to it. But I don't go with them. I keep my mind on my dream. And that's awesome. Yeah.
And let me add to that a little bit too. When you say things go wrong, you find out who you really are as a business owner when things go wrong. Not when everybody's giving you good reviews and when everybody's patting you on the back. That's when things go wrong. You find out who that CEO really is, what that company is really about. You find out who that character of that person really is. Not when everybody say, "Oh, my hair is cute," or "Oh, she did a good job." When people are against you, or when you don't have enough money at this time, or when you can't make ends, that's the business. That's who are you?
Who are you?
Did you change that habit? Why? Stay grounded,
Yep, that's so true. And like I said, you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. So then you can stand your ground. You're going to come against people that are going to try to knock you down face to face. face to face. We see what's going on with in the government right now. A woman got attacked by a man saying something to her inappropriately, and she told him up. Told him up. But he knew. You're not going to talk to me like that. I'm a woman that stands my ground.
Yes.
And and it showed so much. She was a minority woman, but it showed me like, dang, that's what you do. You don't let nobody run over you. Nobody. So man, this is just, I'm so excited. We have 8 minutes left. So the next question that I want to ask to the panel is there anything that we're leaving out today that we need to address that you want to share to the audience? I'll start with Miss Brandy. Is there anything?
One of the things that we've said consistently is that knowledge, becoming that guru. One of the things that we have to do is make sure that we're willing to read. We have to be able to read and gain the knowledge. They hide things in books, and we won't even open the book to read it. So open those books and read and get more information, not just knowledge on what's going on just because you see it on Facebook. Sometimes you have to do your own research and find out information on your own so that you can know the facts. Because sometimes they just put out there what they want you to see and what they want you to hear. But when you open those books, you will hear it from the horse's mouth.
Yes, exactly, girl. Hey now. Feel it in my bones. Okay. Miss Shaquila, how would you like to answer that?
I think we pretty much went over everything, but I will say that one of the things that I've learned as being in business lately is to reach out resources. Reach out. Whatever industry you are around you that's already doing awesome in the industry, don't be afraid to reach out. Open a book, read it, but also reach out to other people that are willing to help you and assist you in things. That's one thing that has helped me, because as entrepreneurs, I'm sure we do a lot of things on our own by ourselves. So we have a habit of just getting stuff done, and then we get overwhelmed. You don't want to burn yourself out. So if there's anyone that's in the industry with you, or there's someone that can assist you, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be too proud and too prideful to say, I need help with my business. If you can assist me and help me in any way, then do that. So that's one of the things that I've learned myself that had messed up on was, oh, let me do this. I got this. I got that. So now I've allowed people to help me, the ones that truly want to help. And you'll know when you see them. But yes, don't be afraid to ask for assistance. Don't feel like you're dumb because you're asking. I feel like only dumb people don't say anything. You have to open up your mouth to ask and to get the knowledge for your business and for yourself and for your business to grow. So yes, ask, reach out for assistance.
Thank you, my
Can I add something on to what she just said?
Yeah, go ahead, love.
Going along with being able to ask for the help, if we do have any other entrepreneurs that are on the line, I say to you and charge to you that have your business, be willing to assist those who are coming to you asking for help. Because it takes a lot for a new entrepreneur to come to you and say, hey, I need help.
Yeah.
Some people think, they're cutting into their pride by going and asking, but hey, we have to be able to help others and not just say, I'm getting to the top and I'm not worried about everybody else. We have to be able to pull others up with us.
I agree.
Exactly. It's so much to go around. That's like I said, the universe, there's enough. So share the information. Share it, and that's just being one, and that's what we want to lead to, to be one and to share information so everybody is on the same level. And Miss Kia, how about you? Is there anything else that we need to address?
Learn to take a loss. um, this generation, the business industry, we are so afraid to take a loss that we don't know what to do when it's not all adding up. Not gonna all add up. Not supposed to. Not supposed to. Business is built on strength. It's built on a lot of things, and taking a loss is one of them. How do you survive? What do I need to do? Like I said before, it's not the pats on the back that makes you. It's when things are tough. That's what makes your business. That's what shows the longevity of your business. When things are not adding up, it's okay. That don't mean throw in the towel. It's get very tough for me. And because I have so many different personalities, so many different families that I have to please that I can't please, I give it to God. I truly, truly do. As strong as a woman as I am, I don't stress over finances. Not because I have it, but because things happen. You got payroll is your biggest expense when you're talking about an entity like mine. Payroll is your biggest expense. And then the whatever property that you're renting or whatever mortgage that you have, that comes afterwards. So there's going to be problems. And plus you have lives in my industry, you have lives in your hands. So there's going to be a problem. You have to learn how to take a loss and bounce back from it, and don't go on Facebook and, oh, this person didn't do this, she didn't come, she didn't show up. I promise you, I see so many people with businesses that bash a person for, okay, let's say they didn't show up for their appointment, which is absolutely wrong. Do not go on Facebook and say, bite your tongue, be humble, be quiet. Sometimes we just need to be quiet. Mm-hmm. We know it's wrong, but I promise you, so many people are looking at how you handle a loss, how you handle somebody didn't show up. I promise, every aspect from the hair care sector, from tutoring, this parent, this, that. I look at that because I'm a parent and I love getting my hair done. So how you reacted to that situation, or how I reacted to this family that just cursed me out because their loved one have a scratch on their leg, that determines how far we're going to go. That determines if your next client come from, or you won't get them at all.
Come on, Kia. Yes, come on, say that. I had to shout on that.
Yes.
That is so true.
And then in the same breath, still reach out. Even when it's hard, still reach and teach, because you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. What you sow in the spring, you will gain it in the fall. So keep reaching and teaching.
Yes. Plant the seed.
Come on, Kia. Come on, Kia. That's what I'm talking about. Because that's exactly how I feel about that.
Hey, there you go. I got a dance going on.
That is so true.
Yes, plant the seed, plant it. And even when you don't see it's growing, it's growing.
It's growing.
I think it's called the Chinese bamboo tree. And it takes about 5 or 6 years. I have to go back because it's been a while since I read on it. But it's pretty awesome. Once you plant it, it takes about 5 or 6 years to grow. But once it grows, you have to nurture it and, water it every day, do to it every day. So you have to tend to it. So that's what we do when we put that seed inside of us. You tend to it. But after that 5-year mark, when it sprouts out of the ground, it goes up to 90 feet, baby.
Yes.
Wow. So you never stop watering that seed.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna leave off with today with a quote. And the quote is, here's to strong women. May we know them. May we be them. May we raise them.
Yes.
May we do that. So I thank everybody that came here. Well, my queens, my goddesses that were here today. I thank Forest Hill Public Library that allow us to provide this, to have this for the community. And I thank you, Michael, my brother, for setting this up for us.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Look, y'all, I'm sitting here and I'm listening in my headphones, and y'all saying some stuff that's so powerful, and I'm just like, man, I'm just hoping that people are actually listening and taking notes. Because, and it's funny because the theme for our summer reading program is imagine your story. Dream big. What do you want your story to be like? Well, you can't just
Mm-hmm.
sit there and be like, well, I want to be a doctor, but you don't want to read any books about being a doctor. You don't want to
Right.
sit there and go talk to uh, um, a nurse or a CNA or anything like that. You have to
Mm-hmm.
start at whatever you want to be. You have to start out small, and you have to start learning from the
Yes.
Yes,
bottom, and then go up to the top. You just can't start at the top. So
yes.
I appreciate y'all so much. I wrote down a lot of notes, but I'm respectful of y'all time because y'all are bosses and y'all CEOs and y'all running stuff. So, but we just have in the reading. People have to read. You have to know how to
Yes.
read. Read and count your money. You
Yes.
have to know those two things, or people will mess you over.
Yes.
So we thank y'all for y'all time and um, y'all volunteering to talk with us at the Forest Hill Library. Um, if there's anything that we can do to help y'all, one thing I know I need to do is I'm going to create a page to put y'all websites on and y'all business contact because y'all helping us. So we want to make sure that we help y'all.
Okay,
So
thank you.
we
Thank you.
appreciate y'all. And again, everybody out there, we didn't have any questions on Facebook. Let me double check again. Uh, we didn't have any questions on Facebook, but you know, if any questions come about, then I will most definitely forward those to the appropriate people, and then we also will be putting it on YouTube once the video's done. I'll send y'all a link to it so y'all can have it. And again, just thank y'all and have a great day.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone. Nice meeting you all.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.